The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the April 28th, the magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what the bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm actually grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Now, of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Magical Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day with a mixed bag. The mix goes like this. The Dow's up 103 points. S&P is off 7. NASDAQ 100 down 91. Russell's is up 5. Trainers are up 36. Semis are off 57. Composite down 83. New York Stock Exchange up 65. Gold's up 37 bucks. Silver's down 2 pennies. Light 3 crude is off $1.11. Natural gas is up. It's the May contract. Natural gas is up 14 cents, printed out at 308. Now, our leaders in the clubhouse to the upside were led by Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, about a $10 move, a little over 1.5%. Kinsale Capital up $9 and change, 2% move there. Janover up nearly $9, $8 that is, 15% move. CG Oncology up $7 or 32%. Northrop Grumman 1.5% move, $7 buckaroonies for it. Our shakers to the downside led by Spotify off $15, 2.5%, followed by Nutex Health up 14 bucks, 11%. KLA Corp down $9, 1%. Asmil Holdings $9, 1%. And Eli Lilly's off $8. That's about a 1% move there. So we got movers and we've got shakers. Let's begin our day by taking a look at that New York Stock Exchange Advanced Decline Oscillator. We are in the extreme overbought condition. That is above the plus 150 level. We are not making much of a budge. At this stage here, we've got the New York Stock Exchange traded higher. Now, if it ends the day that way, then I've got two areas here that have red squares, rectangles. And both of those show prior overbought conditions. And usually that overbought condition works its way off one of two ways. For example, if we go on the left-hand side, we had a reading back on July 16th, oversaw a McClellan oscillator reading, advanced client oscillator reading, at the sorry. It was at 185.71. And if we take a look at price, what we saw is price basically made a beeline as soon as that top came in, moved down to kind of test some of the lows back here in April. And that's not really what I'm interested in, is how it where it went to or what have you. Just simply, there are two ways to really work off an overbought condition. The market moves down lower, as it did back here in July of 2024, or we could have the pattern where price in the New York Stock Exchange continues to move higher, with the advanced client oscillator working its way off, setting up some type of divergence that then does lead to some type of retracement out there. In this case here, the one that we're talking about or looking at is one from the early part of January in 2025, when it finally made its way to the downside, where it found support, in essence, was when it got to its oversold condition way back here on March the 13th. So that's one thing. So watch it. I don't know how we're going to close today inside the New York Stock Exchange, but it's hinting to you and I that the way this oversold condition is going to work itself off is the New York Stock Exchange price moving higher to sideways out there with an advanced decline oscillator that starts beginning to move lower out there. If we look at that spot VIX, easier to see it on this chart, I believe, and that is that on Friday, price did close below the 50-day exponential moving average. The 50-day currently is at 26.23. We're printing at 25.57. If price closes below 26.23 today, we'll have two consecutive closes below the 50-day exponential moving average. That'll say the move is likely real and that it wants to go explore the lower Bollinger Band rating, which currently is printing out at the 1698 level. If, in fact, that happens, we'll see the ES Mini truly take on its sell zone, which exists between 55.85 and 57.73 out there. We've been talking about the contango pattern that did exist. Is it gone today? It was gone on Monday. Just the one that is still not giving the absolute buy signal is the 1-year VIX, the current spot VIX versus the 1 year. We did get the buy signal inside the 3-month and the 6-month ratios out there. So that says that the bottom that came in, the low that we had from back in April the 7th, truly may be a significant bottom out there. What else do we need to look at on this chart here? We can take a look at one other thing here. Might be easiest is to do right now. That's if I still have my perigee and apogee charts on this system. I don't know that I do. I'm just searching for them. It's one of the questions that came in, so I thought I would try to answer that. And I will answer that. But it's not going to be on this system. Well, it'll have to be on the other system. Okay, so let's move over to the other charts out here. Let's start taking a look at the daily equity future contracts out here. So we look at the daily equity future contracts. What you will notice is that on Friday, we actually have A to B equals CD pattern that formed inside the ES Mini. The ES Mini took out its swing point. That was a swing point from April the 10th out there. So you just take that A to B pattern, move that over to the lowest low that forms after that B point. That would be the trading day of April 21st. And that says that price should be able to make its way up towards the top of its daily profile. That's at 57.73. It actually shows the A to B equals CD pattern extending beyond that. Now, it was not confirmed with volume out there. Does it have to be confirmed with volume in order to extend itself to the A to B equals CD pattern? The answer to that question is absolutely, positively not. If it does have volume, it increases the probability, but that's it. If we take a look at the NQ out here, the NQ also forming an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside on Friday. We'll just simply move that over to the C point out here. Again, that was the low from August 21st. Now let's open up this chart here. This suggests that if in fact price is able to close above the top of its bearish structure daily profile, 19,685, we ought to see a run for where price really began to move lower back on March 26th. That would be a swing point. Actually, A to B equals CD pattern extends just a bit beyond that out there. So two A to B equals CD patterns. Stevie, what about the YM, the Dow Equity Future Contract, and the Russell 2000? Not so fast, not yet. So in the case of the Dow Equity Future Contract, it has to close above the April 10th high out there. That number's at 41,140. And I don't really have an A to B equals CD pattern that could even form inside the Russell 2000. Well, I could violate all the rules and do it, but Stevie's not going to do that. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the 30-minute gold chart. This is for Pat S., who wrote in. His question was specifically, where is the perigee pivot point for gold? So perigee came in, I believe it was at 12:25 yesterday afternoon. Perigee is the point in time when the moon is furthest from the Earth out there. And that came in at 12:25 yesterday afternoon. And so that is either going to be, it's one of two possible spots. It's either the close from Friday. The close from Friday was at the exact price point was 33.30.20, or it was the open last night. And the open last night for gold was at the 33.36.50. You don't know which of those two is really the perigee pivot point. We've got price that is above both right now. So what gold is generating the signal is telling you that from a short-term standpoint, it should rally further. Now, we have to continue to look at the left-hand side of the chart to see what it's going up against. And what gold is going up against as we speak right now is a TD9 count top. So, Pat, even though prices trade above whichever perigee pivot point we select out there, what it really needs to do on a 30-minute time frame is close above 33.48.20. We're at 33.46 right now. So it's trading right into a resistance level that could establish a sideways consolidation move. I just don't know. But that's the perigee pivot point. When perigee or apogee comes in when the market is closed, the only thing that we can use is to either use the open of the prior day, or the close of the prior day, or the open of the current day. And so that's why we used, because it came in at 12:25 on Sunday, we used either Friday's close or Sunday evening's open. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for the request and the question out there. Let's go to our next question out here. We briefly spoke about it during the update, which was taking a look at natural gas, which has taken off to the upside. So let's go try to figure out what it's communicating to you and I. And that's not the chart that we wanted. We wanted this chart, I believe. Let's see. So we got natural gas. We're taking a look at now I've got the June contract up. Which part, what is in, give me a moment here if you would, folks. I want to see, because the real question is UNG. So I just need to see what are the UNG holdings from a contract standpoint. So if you give me a moment here, I'm pulling that up because I want to make sure that that's what we really analyze out here. So right now we've got 9,800 contracts our June. It's all June as we speak right now. Okay, perfect. So what we see taking place, as I had mentioned earlier, it's possible a new profile is forming. That new profile shows support at $3.05 and resistance at $3.25. Now we're trading above that resistance level right now, so I don't know if this new profile will or will not take hold. But what we can also see out here, Robert, and that is that where prices run into resistance so far is its oscillator and change line. The oscillator and change line has acted as resistance ever since March 12th out there. So for about 6 weeks. Right, March 12th, April 12th, we're about the end of the month out there. If price is able to close above that oscillator and change line, and I say we're testing it right now, we're sitting on it at 3.29. Literally sitting on a 3.29. So if price is able to close above that, then the daily time frame will give you a change in trend signal. Now, we don't know at this stage here. Let's assume that the profile doesn't come into play. Then what this would be telling us is that price should rally up to 426. And if that's what it really ends up doing, this would be certainly a good trade. If we take a look at the weekly time frame for natural gas, what natural gas is suggesting to you and I is that price wants to make its way to its breakout level. The breakout level of $2.88. What I can also see out here is a swing point from November 8th. And that swing point had a high of $2.93 out there. And we have not gotten down to test that swing point. So do we have to get down and test 289? Not necessarily, but you'd love to at least see a test of that swing point, which we haven't gotten to. So it makes that oscillator and change line at day's end really, really key out there. So no bottom signal on the weekly time frame chart, and it is suggesting that we should move lower. And then finally, when we take a look at the monthly time frame chart out here, the monthly time frame chart did pull back, did find support near the bottom of its profile at $2.96. It's trying to stay above profile resistance. In order to do that, it needs to close the month out trading above $3.52. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. $3.30 out there, and we're trading at $3.29 as we speak right now. So kind of everything is at the precipice, if you will, Robert, with regard to natural gas, and let's just see how the day plays out here for it. Thanks for your request, and let's move on to our next one. Coming in from Jack. Jack would like to take a shot. SHOT is the ticker symbol he wants to take a shot at. Let's go see what it is doing. It is trading right now today above its TD9 count breakdown level. That's at the price point of 51 cents. So that's a bullish signal. On a weekly time frame, price is taken on profile resistance. Now it's early in the week. It's just Monday morning. And if price is able to close above 52 cents, we're at 53, that would then start triggering a profile change in trend. You would need a second consecutive close above that. And then it would be telling you and I that over time, price wants to get back to $1.03. Well, that's doubling where we're at right now. The monthly time frame chart says, Stevie, you know you've got to at least get above that oscillator and change line in order to wet your whistle to get up towards that $1.03 level. So you're sitting right at resistance on the monthly time frame. The exact number there is going to come out at, looks like probably 52, 54. Let's see, which number is it? It is at 54 cents. So you're dealing with resistance. That's the best that I can share with you. No idea whether you're going to be able to take out that resistance. On a weekly time frame, the swing point that price traded into, closed inside of on, was the swing point for March 7th. And the volume there was 6.8 million shares. And last week we moved up with 9.9 million shares. So because we closed in that swing point, that suggests that we should at least go test its high. The high of that swing point is 60 cents out there. So that's what I see when I take a look at SHOT. Hope that helps you out. We had a request to take a look at UPS out here, and I apologize, I did not write down who made that request, but it did. I think it was inside the Tiger's Den. I know, in fact, I know it was inside the Tiger's Den. UPS right now is just simply trading with inside its daily profile, and that daily profile has a buy zone, a bullish structure, which is between 92.58 and 96.64. We've been above the 96.64 level for the last 5 trading sessions. That's an indication that price should make its way up towards the top of that profile, 102.74. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, the weekly time frame chart is in need of a bullish reversal candle to confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. It actually formed a new profile last week, and it was above price. And that's a bearish message. And as long as price remains below that red oscillator and change line, that's currently printed at 102.21 out there. Not a good scene. On a monthly time frame, when it comes to UPS, I don't have any kind of a bottom signal out there, even if I found an A to B equals CD pattern. And let's say that there is one here, so we pull it back. Yeah, I can easily make that. It needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom. So UPS, no monthly bottom. Weekly, no weekly bottom. Daily time frame, yeah, it looks like there was a buy the D point pattern, but price has just simply not been able to really do a whole lot out there, just consolidating with inside its profile. So hope that helped you out with regard to UPS. If you're looking for a bottom, it's only the daily time frame, and a weekly and monthly say, be careful out there. Nicholas would like to take a look at TXN, so let's pull that set of charts up on our screen out here. In fact, what we'll do is, I see we're now just about to go to a break. We'll take a look at TXN for Nicholas. We'll take a look at AEM for ELO. And, of course, I would love to field your request as well. Steve at TFNN.com or any ping inside the Tiger's Den. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs? Trade wars? Analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. So good day to not be in Spain or Morocco, I believe, out there with all the lights out, the electricity issue over there. So that's a pretty wild scene. We're taking a look at the ticker symbol TXN. This is for Nicholas. And Nicholas, on a daily time frame, you've got a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern that formed about 3 days ago when price gapped to the upside, really 4 or 5 days ago. It formed on April the 23rd out there. And on April 23rd, price also closed above the top of its daily profile. Now, 151.44 used to be a resistance. Perhaps that's now support. So this looks like day number one on a retracement out here. If you're looking for an entry into it, could be tomorrow. It could just simply be a 2-bar move to the downside. The weekly time frame also has a buy the D point pattern that formed with the bullish reversal candle, the bullish engulfing candle from last week. Now, this is a very large bullish structured weekly profile. Resistance, the first level of resistance is going to be 167.50-ish. That's its oscillator and change line. If you ever see price close above the weekly oscillator and change line, that's what would take us up towards the 188.19 level. So you got a bottom on the daily, you got a bottom on the weekly, and the monthly, which had a TD9 count top, actually bottomed this month. And it bottomed by just simply pulling back to its breakout level of support at 151.91 out there. So you got bottoms across the board. If you're trying to get an entry out here, why don't you wait for potentially a 2-bar pullback, or even better yet, a pullback towards that 151.44 level out there. So hope that helps you out. As always, thanks so much for your request. ELO wants to take a look at Agnico Eagle out there. AEM is a ticker symbol. So let's pull its charts up on our screen. And AEM right now is doing what? It's got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It accomplished that task 4 days ago when price gapped down. Now price is trading with inside its profile, and that has support at 112.49, resistance 123.25. On a weekly time frame, last week formed a sell the D point top. It was a dark cloud cover bearish reversal candle. I can easily find an A to B equals C that would show the completion of that pattern. What price should do here is pull back to the 112.74 area. 112.74 is the bottom. Is its oscillator and change line. So we got 112.49 and 112.73 as price targets the downside. Stevie's going with the 112 area. On a monthly time frame, things look mighty fine out here. So there's nothing wrong with the monthly time frame. Maybe that's what is suggested if we're just looking at a short-term pullback out here. So that's how I would see with regard to AEM. Likely to retrace further with that at least target in that lower 112 level. Right now, you're trading out at 117. So I hope that helps you out with AEM. Duncan Steve wanted to take a look at Marvell out there. MRVL is a ticker symbol. So let's go take a look at, well, that wasn't it. What did Stevie do? MRVL. Thought I put it in there. Swore I put it in there. But clearly it's not there. So in any event, as I take a look at the daily time frame chart, which did populate, what we see out here, Dunk, is a daily TD9 count bottom with a profile change in trend signal. We have been above the top of its daily profile. This will be day number 4. So that's in a bullish move, and that bullish move should take us to 71.20, and 71.20 is the daily TD9 count breakdown area. The weekly time frame for Marvell, TD9 count bottom pattern. Price traded with inside a bearish structured profile. Price should make a run for the 70.12 level. So we got 71.20. We actually have 71.51, which is the weekly oscillator and change line. So right now, it looks pretty darn likely that what Marvell wants to do is make a move up towards that 71 area. The monthly chart says, I don't have a clue what you guys are talking about. And the reason that it says that is because price is now trading below the bottom of its monthly profile at 60.62. Of course, the month is not over. And then what we also know is it's just month number 1 below that level. It ain't 2 consecutive closes below a level of support to truly confirm it. But the problem is, and it is a problem, I don't have any other real signal out here with regard to the monthly time frame. But the daily and weekly are suggesting to you and I, Dunk, the price wants to rally. And we're going to call that 71-ish area as its price target. So I hope that helps you out. Joe wants to take a look at NVIDIA. Let's go ahead and just put that in right here because I know I don't have that populated, or I don't believe I have it populated. But we're going to make sure we've got NVIDIA right now. And NVIDIA is just a consolidation inside its daily profile, Joe. That's between the range of 91.87 at support, 112.87 as resistance. The weekly time frame has a buy the D point pattern. Price is traded with inside its profile. Its likely price target is going to be 112.61 and above that 117.57-ish. The weekly oscillator and change line. And the monthly time frame, price did close last month below profile support at 109.42. If we close this month below that, we have a monthly profile change in trend. And it could be signaling to you and I that what price wants to do over time is get all the way back to $41, $40.87. Now, I'm not going to step out on a limb and make that call right now. I'm just sharing with you what the message of the monthly time frame chart is and why. But we do have daily and weekly bottoms. So not until those patterns fail, and if they do fail, they're going to go ahead and bring $40.87, and failure would be a close below on a weekly basis, $86.62 out there. So that's really what to be watching. NVIDIA's got a nice daily bottom, weekly bottom, and monthly, not so much. Let's go take a look at, Dude wanted to look at ticker symbol TSHA. So let's go see what TSHA is doing out here. I'll take a moment here to populate. Nice rally over last week out there. Well, 2 weeks ago. You're continuing a rally today, which is running right up into resistance. That's the top of a new profile that formed Friday. $1.90 is the number out there. If price can close above $1.90, it should continue to move higher. Turns out that 189 is the top of the weekly profile. So you've got sellers lurking where we're at right now. But if you can close above that, certainly the daily base would be helpful. You're pushing into a swing point that had volume of 4 million shares, I should say. So far today, in 2 hours of trading, 800,000 shares. So you're pushing into a swing point with lighter volume. You've got resistance at 190 on the daily, 189 on the weekly. And the monthly chart right now, its resistance level would really be the center of its profile at about $2.19 out there. So TSHA actually has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom for its monthly time frame, and this has just been trading in a sideways consolidation. And the range on that is from the lows of 50 cents all the way up to $4.06, and right now you're trading at a $1.85 out there. So, Dude, I hope that provided you with the information you were looking for TSHA. As always, thanks for your request out there. We've got a request to take USAR. USAR. And this is for Vic. So let's get these charts up on our screen out here. That's the only other request that I see that I have inside my screens right now. I think I have now, and thank you, Dude, for reminding me that Duncan Steve had, Duncan, thank you for reminding me that you had a requested Marvell out there. In any event, USAR. I tell you what, let's look at this when we get back to this breakout here. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We are looking at the charts here for a ticker symbol USAR. No idea what it is. And every now and then we get a chart that just simply is pretty hard to interpret. Now, I can interpret the weekly time frame when we get to the week out here of March the 21st, which confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator topped. But to tell you why price stopped where it did on the trading session of March 28th, the only pattern out there is just simply a 2-bar reversal to the downside. What I can share with you right now is that on a weekly basis, price is trading inside its profile. It's a bullish structured profile. It runs between the range of $8.45 to $11.34. That's the buy zone. The resistance is at $20 even Steven. So, since price is trading above the center of its profile, above its green oscillator and change line, it increased the odds that what USAR wants to do is make a run for that $20 area. When we look at the daily time frame, not that I've got any kind of a bottom or anything like that. We're just really going to take a look at profiles out here, Vic, to assist you. And that's that you've got a buy zone here, which is in the range of $11.77 up to $12.90. It closed above $12.90 or $12.92. And I should say 2 consecutive closes above it, with then signal move to $16.29. And you're trading above this daily green oscillator and change line as well. So odds favor that USAR wants to rally, with its sights being set at about $16.29 to $20 even Steven out there. So that's the best that I can do for you, Vic, with regard to USAR. Hope that helps you out. And let's go take a look at our next request, which is coming in from Duncan inside the Tiger's Den. It is the last request that I've got. No problem. I can find things to surf around and take a look at. But it's QMCO that we're going to go spend some time with. And that's the wrong chart. Okay. Let's go take a look at, where did Steven put it? Right here, I think. There we go. QMCO. So, okie dokie. What we doing here? Well, we did close above the top of its daily profile on Friday. The top of that daily profile number is 1156. The low today, 1153. So as long as price closed the day above 1156, odds favor that it wants to rally further. Now, the rally further on the daily time frame would take us up towards 1860. The rally further on the weekly time frame would take us up to 1593. That's its oscillator and change line. What I have out here is I do have a weekly TD9 count bottom pattern. So as long as price can stay above the bottom of that profile, right now it's testing it. That's at 1166. We're at 1159 right now. Price can stay above that. A continued move higher with 1591 to 1860 would become the price target out there. And finally, on the monthly time frame, it looks like the bottom and the center are at the same price point, which is at 1106. They are. And as long as 1106 holds, you should see a further rally. So that's what I see when I take a QMCO. So I hope that helps you out there, Dunk. Let's take a look at AGEN. This is for Dan inside the Tigers Den. Dan, thanks for doing that, keeping these requests rolling for us. Much appreciated. AGEN is trading right now with inside its daily profile. Quite a range out there. Support being 214. Resistance up at 340. Looks to me like 340 is its target to the upside. Today is bar number 8, but the high of the pattern so far is bar number 5. So I don't see any kind of a topping pattern per se. I mean, we could really force it and say that it was a sell the D point top that formed back on April 23rd out there. Almost looks like a 1 to 3 or 4 A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. And now price is pulling back to test support, which would be somewhere between 214 and 228. But I don't know that that is the likely outcome. I think right now the outcome is more of a move to 340, Dan. And part of the reasoning for that is if you look at the weekly time frame, price is likely going to form a profile change in trend. So that is adding to the idea that we should move higher out there. And again, that next price target being 340. On a monthly time frame, you love the fact that you're completing a TD9 count bottom pattern on this month, which is going to be when? On Wednesday? Today's the 28th. So if I do my math right, it's Thursday out there. So on Thursday, you're going to have a completed monthly TD9 count bottom pattern. You may have on Friday a weekly profile change in trend signal. You did have a daily Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern out there. So that's what I see when I take an AGEN. You also wanted to look at AIFF. So let's pull its charts up on our screen out here. See what they're communicating to you and I. AIFF trading right now with inside its daily profile. Looks like that range is between $2.95 to $3.31. The weekly time frame chart, a consolidation with inside its profile. It has a buy zone between 225 and 304, resistance up at 580, the top of its profile. The monthly time frame is a consolidation with inside its monthly profile, a buy zone between $1.89 and 268, and resistance up at $9 even Steven. So you got the consolidation stuff going on here with inside its profile. What you want to watch for here is can price take out and close above 331? Can it do it for 2 consecutive days? If it does, then we get up towards 394 out there. So I hope that helps you out with regard to both AIFF. You're welcome. And AGEN. Fletch wants to take a SoFi out there. So let's go take a SoFi. See what it is doing. SoFi trading out at $12.99. A close today above $12.50 generates a profile change in trend signal. There is an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside on the daily time frame. Let's draw this in here. So here's our A to B pattern. Let's just move this this line over to the C point if Stevie can grab it. There we go. And so your A to B equals CD pattern. Well, so you've attained the 1-to-1 level. No problem there. But if you were to get a bearish reversal candle, that's a problem. The problem would be it would be a Gartley sell pattern to sell the D point. So in short of a bearish reversal candle, price should go target 1491. However, the weekly TD9 count bottom pattern on SoFi says you ain't getting to 1491 unless you can close above its oscillator and change line. And that's at $13.44. Now that number is going to change just slightly, Fletch, as price moves higher. But if price is able to close above that weekly oscillator and change line, you should get to 1491. Above that, you'd be looking at 1523. And above that, you'd be looking at 1711. When we take a look at the monthly time frame chart, price found resistance at its breakdown level, 1647. And it found support at the top of its profile at 973, as well as its green oscillator and change line at 1171. So the real issue here with regard to SoFi, things look muy bueno on the daily. They look muy bueno on the weekly. They look muy bueno on the monthly. The issue is resistance. And that's at the 1344 level out there. Let's go take a look at NNE for doing inside the Tigers Den. NNE is printing out at, I don't know, but we'll find out. We'll take a look at NE, and we also are going to look at the SMCI. We'll do that probably when we get back to this break. So NNE, you got a profile change of trend on the daily time frame, suggests it runs up towards 3109. The weekly time frame may have found support at the bottom of its profile, 1703. Right now dealing with both buyers and sellers where they believe there's fair value at 2449. So in order to get to 3109, you've got to close above 2449 on the weekly time frame, and we don't have anything that's helpful to you and I on NNE for its monthly chart. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We come back from this break for Dano. Let's look at SMCI. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back. Dan, I want to look at SMCI. So here's what we know about SMCI. And that is, first, it's got a daily profile change in trend signal. Close above the top of its daily profile on Thursday and Friday, and straight above that level today. Now, what it's trading into is 37.39. That's the swing point high from April 9th. Now, it's not going to get anywhere near that kind of volume. That's 69 million shares. For example, on Friday, you moved up with 38 million shares. Today, you're at 25 million shares. Pretty good volume. Pushing with 25 million shares. That's like a 69 million share day. So I take that back. If you get a close above 37.39, you're going to trigger. First, you're going to trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out there, whether it's with or without volume. You're suggesting taking a short position out here. I would get that from this standpoint, that this could be day number 5 in a row of consecutive moves higher, so it could be getting tired and may need to pull back just a bit. But old resistance at 35.12 could be new support. You're targeting the recent lows. I don't see that unfolding. The reason I don't see that unfolding is, number one, you've got a profile change of trend on the daily time frame. You've got strong profile at 29.78 on the weekly time frame and 25.67 on the monthly time frame. So I think the potential move to the downside is relatively small, at least at this stage of the game out there. And the real move to the downside is probably only 35.12 out there. So, but watch today's price action, because you get above 37.39, you're going to trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Just to close the show out, let's take a quick peek in at the ES Mini, see what we see from an intraday standpoint. Intraday, I see the 30-minute time frame chart getting back and holding profiles, TD9 count breakout support at 55.1650. Watch that level. We did close slightly below that as we came into 11:30. If we were to close below to 12 noon, that's going to suggest that we head lower out there. Otherwise, prices sitting at support. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. I will be with you tomorrow, recording this show bright and early. Get your tea, get your crumpets, get your Dunkin' Donuts out there, those donut holes, and please join me from 8 to 9. I'll make the show as pertinent as I can between 11 and 12, but please join me live tomorrow morning. Have a magical Monday, folks. Take care and have a great day.